Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the field. It's really nice out here today. It's a little bit overcast up there, but down here it looks amazing as always. And I am here with Hglrc Sector132, and you've probably already seen reviews of the 132, but this is the Caddx HD version. So we're gonna fly this. I'm gonna show you a little bit of Caddx DVR, and I'm gonna show you my new Insta360 GO camera up front. This little camera is amazing. It has 1080p video, it's super vivid, and it has like hyper smooth type stabilization. So really nice cinema footage on a very small quad, and it only weighs like 35 grams and it has amazing video. So once you see the video, you'll probably wanna buy one of these, so don't watch this. But we're gonna do some cinema style stuff first with these 2.5 inch props. We've got an Hglrc Zeus single stack in here with ESCs and flight controller all in one, and we have 1106. Those are the forward series motors, 3800 kV motors, good for 3 and 4S. So if you want to fly it mild, if you're a beginner, start on 3S. After that, move up to 4 and have a freestyle beast. With the 2.5 inch props and the prop guards, you can fly it indoors. It's a little bit big to fly it indoors, honestly. If you whack somebody, it's definitely gonna bite you. But outside is really where it's a lot of fun, because this quad is quite fast, especially on 4S. Now, we can take the prop guards off, which we will do in this review since we're out at the field, and we're gonna fly it with the 3-inch props that came along with it in the box. So they also have different hardware. Make sure you don't put your long screws through without your prop guards, because you'll kill the motors and short out every single motor all at once. So be careful doing that. But let's go ahead and get this little guy up in the air. Let me show you some of my Insta360 GO and some of the Caddx footage. And after that, we'll take the prop guards off and we'll do some freestyle. Here we go.
Okay, for the first part of the flight test, we're gonna do Cinewhoop style, 2.5 inch props and the Insta GO cam on there. And this is the Insta GO cam, just mounted on the front of the quad, just a piece of VHB and basically a zip tie. So if you print out a TPU mount for this camera, they are available on thingiverse.com. You can print one out yourself and put it on the front of most of your micro quads, which is nice. So around 35 grams, super awesome camera. But this is the flying characteristic of this quad. The proximity I'm able to get away with is really cool. I can go tighter spaces and places with this quad that I can't with the larger foam duct 3-inch Cinewhoops. So it feels a little more like whoop scale, but also it has that extra power when you need it, which is nice, and it doesn't have washout, which is also good. There is some vibe in the tune, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the flight test, but I was extremely impressed with the lines that it will hold. I mean, there are other quads out there, other micros, that I can't do this kind of proximity with through and underneath the tables and have as much throttle control as I need, even under the van right here. I usually don't do that unless I have a smaller, much smaller whoop. Now a little bit more Insta GO footage, and let me go ahead and show you now the Caddx Vista with prop guards and the 2.5 inch props on there. And this is the kind of penetration you can expect from Caddx Vista with the DJI goggles. Now this is a good test because I'm going down and I have all of this metal and wood between myself. Even the van is in front of this system right now. So Caddx Vista, you know, running the highest milliwatt setting possible is still pretty good. And I even have focus mode on, which is not my favorite. So you see a little bit of blurring on the outside edges of the screen, but what's in the center is completely in focus. Now we're going to do some freestyle with the 3-inch props. And the 3-inch props that are included with the quad are just not that super great. I would probably use these to play around with, but I would probably buy some 3-inch gym fans that are just going to do this quad justice. Tune is everything when it comes to props. If you're new to FPV, the wrong pair of props on a quad will just give you so much vibration and problems with the quad. And you'll need to retune the quad to a terrible prop. So it's not even a good idea to run some cheap props on there. You want also a stiffer prop as well on this quad. So The props that are in the box, the stock props, are very flimsy, and you can see the result of that when I'm doing some kind of hard maneuvers or kind of a hard turn or altitude adjustment. You'll see the camera vibe. And I was also seeing that in my DJI goggles, which is kind of annoying. So I'm not going to provide a tune for this quad right now because I don't really think it needs it, because honestly all it needs is a good set of props. But on the freestyle side of things, I think that the quad has plenty of capability for freestyle, and it doesn't have washout. You can power loop it. You can do all kinds of maneuvers. You can dive with it, even here through the branches. I've wanted to do that for a while, made it through. And plenty of power on the bottom end. The low end of the throttle is great. The snap is really nice. The snap and roll is quick and tight off the end of that line right there. Nice yaw snap. And the best thing about DJI is that you can actually see where you're going and take chances with this type of system that you wouldn't normally take with an analog system. And again, the scale of this quad lets me really get in there, and I love that. It's just like a giant playground out here in this tree farm. Really, really nice to fly in. And up high, that's where you can see some of the jello. Let's do an inverted stall, back down to the ground. So I think this quad has a lot going for it as far as what you have for options. You have the freestyle capability, like the Hglrc quads out there, but you also have that cinema capability, which is really nice. So you can probably even carry a GoPro on this quad with the 3-inch props, but you might be pushing it as far as your motor setup goes. I did not try a GoPro, so other reviewers might have, but I think the Insta Go is probably one of the best type of cameras for this setup. But man, quite a nice day to fly, and I had fun with this quad. I don't have a lot of complaints about it. Let's go ahead and do some final thoughts in the after flight report.
All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. Now, the little Sector132, it has what I've called before duality. It will allow cinema flying, straight ahead cinema flying with the prop ducts, and it'll even actually do some mild freestyle, mainly because it doesn't have the super deep ducts like the 3-inch counterparts do with the foam bumpers. This is more like the Hglrc style. And I know some of you guys are gonna ask me, well, how does this one compare to some of the cinema style quads that Hglrc released? Well, it really boils down to components. What type of motor or flight controller you'd rather have. I think that the forward series motors that Hglrc has is very good and comparable to some of the SpeedX style Hglrc motors. So that really boils down to like a personal choice, which ones you think you might like better. Now, this is a 4S setup. Primarily, I think it's 4S for freestyle. And honestly, for cinema, it's great because it gives you that extra bit of punch out that you need. If you decide that you want to power loop these, you can. It will not wash out as easily as the foam bumper style Cinewhoops. So that's a nice characteristic of this quad. The 132 has that cinema or freestyle capability. I think that the 4S 850 is probably my battery of choice on here. I did get an upwards of 8 minutes just cruising around. If you're gonna freestyle it, you're still gonna get like maybe around 4.5 minutes if you're really pushing on it. I think you can get, regular guys can get over 5 minutes with the freestyle setup, pretty easy. You probably even get 6 minutes with that. We saw some vibe in the flying, guys, and that was shown in the Caddx camera, and I felt it in the DJI goggles when I was flying it. I knew that these props, they just really didn't look like they were gonna rock and roll, and that happens to be the case. So I'm gonna try to put some gem fans down below or some HQs to use. The Vista handles very well out here. If you want to use this as a DJI transmitter and the receiver built into the Caddx Vista, it has great penetration. It will go through most of the foliage on this tree farm out here and not fail safe. My XM Plus that's already installed back here actually did quite well today too. It got me beyond the thickest set of trees out there and still made it back home. So I was afraid that in that same place I had fail safe before. So today, no fail safe. XM Plus must be happy today. and no problems there. But there should be a variety of different versions of this available. But this one, again, you can get it under 250 grams. So a lot of you guys, that's what you're looking for. A little Cinewhoop under 250 grams with the versatility of Freestyle. I think it's kind of a cool combo with these style type of quads. You're not stuck to just one thing like the foam bumper Cinewhoops. In a way, I kind of like these more because I like to fly Freestyle. So that's just me. But whatever you like, you pick it up and grab it yourself. And I'll leave that up to you guys, because you watch these reviews for my opinion on things, and that's my opinion, guys. I had fun with it today, and the DJI goggle experience is just amazing. You guys got to try that. You got to get a set of these. $500. It'll be, it's the price of like a really nice iPad. So grab yourself a set of those if you can sometime, and try that this year. 2020 digital, let's go. Guys, thanks again for watching my channel. Hopefully you are surviving out there, and these videos are keeping you entertained while you sit at home and watch more flying. I'll bring you more videos coming up. Please do click subscribe, smash the bell for notifications on when the new videos come out. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one.